All right, welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something a little different.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I mean, not totally different.
okay.
But, we're diving into this world of spatial computing, and honestly, some of this stuff is so futuristic, it feels like we're stepping into a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
And to guide us through this, we've got all this amazing research and articles about this company, Qbit.
Yeah, Qbit, they're doing some really cool stuff, pushing the boundaries of what's possible with immersive technology.
Exactly. So get ready to have your mind blown because we're going to unpack it all.
Hmm.
Virtual reality, augmented reality, even AI assistants that step right out of the screen.
It's wild. We'll see how Qbit's taking these technologies and weaving them into real-world applications.
Right. Like changing how we work, learn, even just interact with the world around us. It's pretty mind blowing.
It really is.
So to kick things off, let's try to define this, right? What is spatial computing? I mean, is it as sci-fi as it sounds?
Well, it's a good question. At its core, spatial computing is all about how we interact with digital information, but in a 3D space.
Right.
So instead of just looking at a flat screen, imagine data and objects existing all around you.
Oh, I see.
Like they're actually part of the physical world.
That's wild.
Yeah, and Qbit is really leading the charge here, building the tools and platforms that make these immersive experiences, possible.
So they're kind of like the architects of this new digital reality we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the most fascinating things they're working on is something called 3D industrial digital twins.
Okay, digital twins.
Yeah, so imagine, you take a real world object, something like a giant wind turbine,
Okay.
and you create a perfect virtual copy of it in the digital world.
Hmm.
But it's not just a static model, right? This digital twin is connected to real-time data, so it's always reflecting the actual condition and performance of its physical counterpart.
So it's like having X-ray vision, but for machines.
Yeah, you could say that. And what's really cool about Qubit's approach is they're partnering with energy companies to create these digital twins of entire wind farms.
Whoa, entire wind farms.
Yeah, and these digital twins can actually predict when a turbine needs maintenance, even before any problems actually show up in the real world.
Wow, so it's like predicting the future of these machines. That's insane.
Right. I read about this one case where their digital twin flagged a potential bearing failure in a turbine.
Oh, wow.
Weeks before anyone would have noticed in the real world, they were able to prevent a major breakdown.
That's incredible.
And it saved the company a ton of money.
So it's not just about preventative maintenance.
No, definitely not. These digital twins can be used to simulate different scenarios, test out new designs,
Oh, interesting.
and optimize performance without ever having to touch the real world equipment.
Okay, now I really want to see one of these digital twins in action.
Haha. Yeah, they're pretty impressive.
But speaking of cool applications, let's shift gears a bit and talk about virtual reality.
Okay, VR.
Yeah, because I think most people, when they hear VR, they automatically think about gaming, right?
Right.
But Qbit is taking it way beyond entertainment.
Oh, absolutely. They're designing these custom virtual experiences for all sorts of things. Training, especially.
Training, how so?
Well, they're working with hospitals to create VR simulations so surgeons can practice these really complex procedures.
Makes sense.
But without any risk to actual patients, right? They even built a virtual operating room. And get this, it's so realistic that it has, haptic feedback.
Whoa, hold on. Haptic feedback.
Yeah, so surgeons can actually feel the resistance of, virtual tissue.
Wow, so it's not just about seeing the virtual world, it's like feeling it too. Talk about immersive.
Exactly. And they're doing some really groundbreaking work in other areas too, like manufacturing.
Okay,
They have VR training programs so factory workers can learn to operate all this complicated machinery.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. But in a safe environment, No more on-the-job mishaps while they're still learning the ropes.
Exactly. Brilliant. So if VR is all about immersing us in these completely virtual environments,
Yeah.
then augmented reality is more about adding digital information onto the real world, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So what's Qbit doing in the AR space?
Well, they seem to be focusing on creating these seamless AR experiences, things that really enhance how we perceive the world around us.
Okay, I like that.
So, imagine a maintenance technician wearing AR glasses.
Right.
And they're working on a piece of equipment, right? But their glasses are overlaying repair instructions, right on top of the actual machine.
Wow, so it's like what, a digital guide?
Exactly. Or think about a student on a field trip.
Okay.
They could be looking at some ancient ruins, but with their phone, they can see these 3D models of what the buildings used to look like, all, superimposed on the ruins.
It's incredible. It's like having a personal digital guide for like every situation.
Exactly. And then, we have to talk about what they're doing with AI-powered virtual assistants.
All right, this is where it gets really futuristic.
Uh-huh.
So we're not talking about simple chatbots here, right? We're talking like actual 3D characters that can, interact with us.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. And Qbit is developing these AI assistants that can do so much more than just answer basic questions.
Okay, like what?
Well, they can learn your preferences, anticipate what you need, and even guide you through, complicated tasks,
Wow,
but in this really personalized way.
that's amazing.
Yeah. Think about having a virtual assistant that could teach you a new skill, help you troubleshoot some technical problem.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Right. Or even like give you a personalized tour of a museum, all while talking to you like a real person.
I'm starting to see a pattern here with Qbit.
What's that?
They take a technology that sounds like, pure science fiction, and they find a way to make it actually useful in the real world.
Yeah, that's a great point. They're not just building cool tech for the sake of it. They're really focused on creating these immersive experiences that, solve real world problems and make our lives better.
Exactly.
And the thing is, they're really just getting started.
So what does this all mean for you, the person listening to this deep dive right now?
Yeah.
Think about, like, the ways you interact with the world, the challenges you face every day. Could these immersive technologies, like the ones Qbit is developing, offer solutions for you? Or, create new opportunities in your field?
It's definitely something to think about.
Right, because the world of spatial computing is, like, constantly evolving.
Oh, yeah, it's moving so fast.
And Qbit is, without a doubt, a company to watch.
They're one of the leaders, for sure.
They're not just, making cool tech for the sake of it.
Right.
They're finding these really innovative ways to use it to make our lives easier, safer, more engaging,
And who knows what incredible things they'll come up with next. It's a really exciting time to be following this field.
Absolutely. Well, that's about all the time we have for today's deep dive. But as always, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We'll catch you next time on the deep dive.